concept of organic, lived in hair. So when you think about that, it's all about simplicity is today's brilliance. So I want you to watch how simple I'm going to keep this particular shape in regards to what I'm going to do and how I'm going to approach this. And take a look at the fullness on top, the natural texture, the natural movement, but I also want you to look at the narrowness now when I bring her back front to you. Take a look at that narrowness on that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to hold her where you can, there, you got to play the opposite way, Sam. There we go. Okay, there. Okay, so if you take a look at this, you can just see how narrow it sits down to this edge here. Okay, so all of the idea about this, simplicity. People are looking for simplicity. So let's break it down. So what I want to do is show you the sectioning on this first. So let me give you two visuals. That's right, two visuals. That's right, Rebecca, you got it before I can even say it. Think Miley Cyrus, but yet imagine that top. Matter of fact, there's about 7 different ways you can finish that haircut. That's what's so cool about it. All right, so let's take a look first. Let's take a look at this section. I'm going to step out of the way here so that you can actually get a screenshot of this. So I want to give you the screenshot of that. All right, so if you'd be so kind, I will step out of the way, and I want you to take a screenshot of this character here. So take a screenshot of that, guys. That's the section. Now, what I want you to notice is there's going to be 3 simple steps aside from the sectioning. The sectioning is the first step. Some of you might say, well, Sam, I don't section. Well, the reason I'm going to section this, I'll keep that up there. The reason I'm going to section this is for the control, because we're going to detach the haircut. That's right. We're going to continue to detach and disconnect. It's actually become so much of a foundation in terms of detaching and disconnecting, because we get this seamless layered effect. As you can see in that cut, it doesn't look like it's disconnected. So first, let's look at it two-dimensional, the sectioning, and then we're going to come back and show you another way how to look at it. All right, so the first section we're going to get is we're going to get this circular section into the top. You can call it a halo, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to show you how to get that. So there's going to be 3 levels to this and 3 steps. The second level is going to be, look at how I've incorporated that side area. Look at that. Okay, into the back area. Okay, here's the front view of that. Okay, so you can see this is the top view of that. And that's the second level. So you've got the top level, the middle level, and then when you take a look at this, the nape area is your third level. When you look at the side profile and the back profile. So there's 3 different levels to it. Let's look at it another different way. Never fear, Sammy's here. All right? So let's take a look at this now. And also, Alec, if you'd be so kind, I think we have a slide there for a giveaway. Let's bring that up, Alec. It's a slide for a giveaway. Thank you, Alec. You're awesome, brother. Yeah, this is a giveaway, guys. So we have a Beauty Connect giveaway that I want you to be aware of. I want you to, and this is over $500 a product. And I'm talking tools. Get this, all right? So you're going to text SVSC to 888-812-1115. It's in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat. Thank you, Dana. And you need to text that SVSC to 888-812-1115 to be entered to win a Samvia tool package valued at over $500. And we're going to be giving away at the end of the weekend tomorrow. All right. Now, check this out. Look what Sammy's done for you. I actually went trying to recycle my mannequins. So I thought, well, let's do another cool way, and let's go through and let's make this where you can really see it in terms of the sectioning. So let's take a look at that top section. This is that top section that we just took up at the top. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my bearings here. There we go. Thanks, Alec. Okay, there's that circular section. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I wanted to give you another view of this 3-dimensional. Now, this is a profile of it. So see how once I get the top, then you get the nape, then you're left with this center section. Okay, real simple, guys. And then I'm going to divide this as we go through the haircut and show you how I'm going to divide that. So here's the sectioning. And I want to show you a trick that I've discovered that helps me to control the sectioning on this. So what I did was to find, you want to start with the middle part. Okay? Start with the balance in the middle part. If you're with me so far, just type in yes. Just type in yes. If you like the way I'm breaking down the section, just type yes. I get you two visuals there, guys. Excellent. Way to stay with me, okay? So you want to go with the middle part. By setting up a middle part first, it allows you to set up the balance point of this circle. So how'd you do that, Sam? Well, once I got my middle part, all I simply did was place my comb off at the hairline. See where it comes off at the hairline? And that's where the top or the beginning of the circle begins. So I begin it right at that point where the comb comes off. And I found I'm working with a tail comb now to get my sectioning. Makes it a lot easier. So once I've got that, then all I did was go to the side and I placed my comb. Where it came off here, just over the ear, I placed my finger there, drew from that point to that point, did the crown area where it came there, drew from that point to that center back point. Then isolate that half and then repeat the same thing on the opposite side. Now this is how I've discovered to get this circular section. Center part, comb comes off the head, where it comes off, that's where it starts. Where it comes off at the side here, when you place your comb, that's where it comes to. And in the back, place it in the crown, and you can see where it comes off of the crown. That's where that line's. I mean, how simple can it be? Can't get any more simple. Hey, it's Sunday, all right? I need a Bloody Mary. All right, here we go. Got that. All right, now let's go to the first section. Okay, so we've got our section, the top. We've got, if they part on the side, do you adjust accordingly? Jessica, great question. Let's not worry about the side part yet. Okay, why, Sam? Let's get our graduation even. Let's get our graduation even on the top. Then we adjust it where it wants to go. And you're going to see this. So, Jessica, you stay with me all the way through this, and you'll see how it's going to work. That's what I love about that. Sunday, fun day. That's right. All right. You got it, Jessica? Stay with me, love. All right. Then once I got that, once you get the top, the next area you get at the top of the ear is that nape area. Okay? Isolate the nape area. Then that leaves you everything else. Like I said, it doesn't get any more simple. All right, so now what are we going to do, Sam? We're going to cut it. We're going to use a white comb, okay? And I want to use a white comb because this is going to give me the contrast so I can see the position of my finger. I can see the angles I'm going to cut versus working with a dark comb and just using my hand in the dark comb, I can't see it. This becomes an extension of the line. It's a great way to keep the balance on that. All right, so now what I'm going to be working with is I'm going to be working with a dry cutting shear. So I'm going to work with a 7-inch, okay? And now the 7-inch dry cutting, it comes with a swivel and it comes without a swivel. So whichever one works great with you. Some people are swivel lovers and some people are not. Sam, you said dry cutting, but you're going to use it on this. That's because I like using it on wet or dry, but it is made for dry cutting because it's heavier. It's got a sword blade to it, but I also like using it on dry hair. All right, let's get into this. Okay, you got your screenshot of this already. I'm going to take a step again to the side. Take a screenshot of that. Screenshot. Let's bring up the sectioning slide. Let's see. Do I have a sectioning slide? I believe I do. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. All right. So let's go right into it in regards to that. Alec, don't pay attention to me, brother. You're doing fine. All right. So I'm going to work with the 7-inch cutting shear, dry cutting shear, and I've got my mannequin section. All right, let's go. Right, where are you going to start, Sam? I'm going to start in that nape area, right in this nape area here. That's where I'm going to start. So let's eliminate this, move it out of the way. Why? Because of the way we're going to elevate this. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to come through. I'm going to divide this in half, okay? And I'm going to eliminate this. Now watch. When I section now, okay, as I said, I'm working with a tail comb, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to rotate my comb, slide my comb down, and look how that keeps that section nice and isolated. So that's isolated, gets that out of the way. Now let's go to this section. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate, okay? Now I know that I want this to have about a medium length, like what we've got up there on our benchmark, okay? So I want that. So look at the comb. I'm going to place the comb to the shape of the head. So I want you to see that. Let's square that for you, okay? So I'm placing this to the shape of the head. So what I'm saying is I'm not square. I'm not over-directing the hair. I'm elevating it right from its natural fall from where it is. And today, I'm going to use the middle. So I'm going to elevate right up against the head to the middle of that back area. So see this section? I'm going to elevate to that middle. If I want it longer, what do you simply do, guys? Type it in there. What would you do? What would I do with my hand if I wanted this longer? Type that in there, okay? Now, once I'm here, Okay? Now I come through and I'm going to cut a straight horizontal line in that position. I want you to watch what this gives me. Okay? Check it out. When I let go of this, I should be, because I played it to the round of the head, I should be short to long. Look at how that just fell. Okay? Let's get these guys out of the way so you can see. So important to me you're able to see this. Okay? So look at, watch this now. Okay? Take a look at this. Look at how I've got that short to long. Look at that line. See that? Now let me give you a profile of it. Look at this. See how I've been able to get that almost immediately, that short to long. That's what's so cool about it. So, Sam, you lost me. All right, never fear, Sammy's here. Let's go here. This is exactly what I'm doing, okay? Oh my gosh, Sam, that mannequin, I know, but it's so important you get this. I know, but I got to recycle my mannequins, okay? So, I'm going to take a center section. This is exactly what I did. I came up and I said, I'm going to come to that halfway point right there. And then I cut my line. I cut square. Now watch when I release this. So can you see how immediately this is giving me this soft edge immediately? That's what's so cool about this. It's really important, guys. It's so simple. So here's what you get. What else can you tell me, Sam? Check this out. I take a vertical section. Instead, look at what I got. I got this short to long. That's what's so great about this. So when it collapses short to long. So here's simplicity. I didn't take vertical sections and do this, okay? Nor did I take a diagonal section and pull to this and cut that line. What Sammy did was, I understand the shape of the hairline. I understand the shape of the head. I know what elevation does and what over direction does, and my finger angle. So what I simply did was place the comb to the shape of the head, slide up as long as I wanted. I could slide all the way up here if I wanted long. But what I know is that because of the hairline here, the hair here travels a shorter distance, gets longer, gets longer, gets longer. And then because I'm elevating vertically, this here is getting shorter. And as it works its way down, it's getting longer and longest. Why? Because it travels up to that position. So here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get you to think inside out. Let's bypass cutting our length first, bringing everything in this area down, cut it one length, and now trying to get the weight out. Suggest think inside out. Cut inside, then let's readjust outside. Is that making sense, guys? So now, let's go the opposite side. If it makes sense, just type an S. Just type an S. Type an S. Thanks, Stacy. Stay with me, guys. You're going to love this, all right? All right. Now, you need to be texting the other people. Tell them, get in this class and register. Come on, get them. Go tell them. You got to see what Sam's doing. All right? You're going to love it. All right, let's go the opposite side. Now, I'm going to repeat the same procedure on the opposite side. But in order to get a guideline, I don't want to take a big slice to the middle here. That's going to give me too much of a line. Then I'm going to follow the line. What I want you to do is just slice, just a small slice, vertical slice. Then I want you to elevate. Now, let's talk about mechanics. Okay? Let's talk about mechanics. Look at the mechanics. Look how I'm holding the comb this season. I'm holding it from the spine of the comb, from underneath. I'm not coming in like I normally do, this way, on top, and then twirling the comb underneath, bringing it back on top and underneath. I know I'm elevating this vertically 90 degrees, so why not just take your guide, immediately bring the comb underneath to start getting your elevation up. Now, hand. So it's not so much, the mechanics of what I've been taught. Comb, finger angle, comb, finger angle. It's important to get my elevation up. Get my elevation up. Now when I'm ready to cut, it's comb, fine teeth of the comb to give me more compression. Okay. Now my hand, and now I slide up till I get to that guide, that point of reference. But once again, my hand is to the shape of the head. Now we come through and we cut. Now a lot of people are going, oh my gosh, he's cutting that entire section at once. That's not the way I was trained. Well, guess what? I wasn't trained that way either. But if there's anything that I know, change is awesome. Embrace change, my friends. We've been embracing change the last 7 months. So embrace change. Well, Sam, why are you doing that? Taking all that hair at once? Because it's like, and you've heard me talk about this before, most of you maybe, I hope. It's like taking paper and placing paper in a paper cutter. The more paper I place in that paper cutter and I go to close it, the hair, the paper moves. I don't get a very straight, clean line. on that paper. So if I take less paper, I get a straight, hard edge. So let's take that analogy to the hair. Because I want soft edges on this. One reason why I'm elevating vertically, so I get a soft layered edge. But the second concept of it is compress shaping. Compress it, but to create the shape all at once. Now, it's not a matter of hurrying up. That's not the concept. I just gave you the analogy behind it. So make sure you use the paper analogy to explain to the client why you're taking a mass section. I don't want them to think that you're in a hurry. Okay? So be aware of that. Now watch this. When I do this, guys, I want to go down. So comb this. Watch. Look at that. See that? Now look how I almost got this like duck's tail right there. At least that's how I used to know it, as a duck's tail. Okay, so now this is when I come back in, and now this is where I take my length off, where I want my length. I want to square that point off. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to swivel. I've got my swivel shear, and now I'm just going to start to just take it where I want, and most of anything, I'm trying to get that point off. So do you see how I came in here, guys, and what I did was I went in, and I elevated, got that degree of layering first, and I went in, then I came back in, and I adjusted my length where I want my length. But it just doesn't get any more easier than that. Now take a look at the shape. You can just start to see the shape already as I just start to put this in blow dry position. You can start to see the softness that I've got out of that. All right. Against dark hair, Sam is using a white signature. Yes, thank you. Yes, I am. We can't do anything different unless you do different. Michelle, you're absolutely right. Brenda Smith, thank you, my dear. My mullet clients will love it. Oh, mullet. Mullet. Yeah. Miley Cyrus. Yeah. And interesting how the old becomes the new. Fashion is just a repetition of the old into the new. It's the same thing with hair, but it's the way we're doing it that makes it different. Okay. All right. Thank you, Anastasia. All right. So that was basically step one. Okay. Let's take a look at it, Sam. All right. Here we go. Let's review it. All right. So that you can actually see this and what it looks like. This is step one. Okay. And look how I worked to the shape of the head. So important we get that. This is to the shape of the, see, that's not like a label. All right, so there's my circular section. All right, look how I worked. Okay, so this is the left side of the nape. Left side of the nape. Look at where the comb is. See how it's to the shape of the head? What I didn't want to do is cut this straight across. Now, Sam, could I cut that straight across? Well, think about it, guys. You're over-directing here. So if you want to throw more weight behind the ear and you're working maybe with fine hair, then yeah, work a straight line. Elevate it the same way vertically, but cut straight right across that back. And you'll maintain more length and weight behind the ear. All right? Now let's go into step two. I'm going to step aside. Do me a favor. Get a screenshot of that. Everybody, I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Get a screenshot of that. All right? For those of you that are just joining us, this is step one. Real simple. Elevation at the nape was 90 degrees. No over direction, and my finger angle was 90 degrees horizontal to that section. And I'm elevating to the shape of the head. That's step one. All right? Now let's go into step two. Now, so let me give you a visual on step two. Let's go to step two. Step two. I know, it's pretty weird looking at these things like this, but I thought this is a great way for me to break down the haircut, and you could really, really see it step by step. So I hope that you understand why I did this to these mannequins. Now, we've cut this underneath already, so we've cut that. Now what I did was I'm coming through, and all I'm doing once again is I'm going to elevate this up. Okay? Now, what I did was I took a horizontal section. And when I want to show you something, if you're working with hair that's really thick, then I'm going to encourage this. Watch this, watch this. Then I'm going to encourage, take a zigzag section. So if you take a zigzag section, you're going to get a lot more degree of softness in there. You're going to get more of a shattered edge. So if you're concerned I'm going to get too hard of a line, I want you to take a zigzag section. So I wanted to share that with you. How cool is this, guys? You get to see it really broken down instead of me just taking a model and cutting it all the way through. I want to really break these things down. And these mannequins, they don't talk back. They allow me to do that to you. Okay? Yeah, I've got to tell you, Lori, wait till you really do this. You're going to go, this is amazing in terms of the steps of the haircut. This is awesome on natural curly hair. I just did it. It's up there. So it's great on natural curly hair. Yet, how curly is it? There's a certain stage of curliness that you got to be able to gauge how far can you take this kind of layering. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the same thing on the opposite side. Now, Sam, when you cut this, are you going to stay to the shape of the head? Yes, I am. Now, remember, I'm showing you here a zigzag section. So I wanted to show you because this is where it gets really thick. People are really concerned about that. Take a zigzag section so you get much more of a shattered edge out of it. Okay. Here, in the haircut itself, are you having fun? I hope you're having fun. I am. Okay, so here it's a solid line. Okay, so you decide. Listen, I'm just a messenger. Just send in the message. Are you getting the message? If you're getting the message, type the word message. Message, 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 message. All right, here we go. Second. So what do I need to do next, Sam? Well, what you need to do is you need to isolate this. So we're going to isolate that. Why? Because now this area, this circular area, is detached. So let's take a look two-dimensional and see how we're gonna go in and we're gonna cut this. All right, this is what we're going to do now. Stay with me, guys. All right. If there's something I wanted to give you today in regards to cutting, it's something that's really simple and easy, and it's more about, and like Ruth and I have been talking about how it's not about going quick. I don't want you to think that, guys. What I want you to do is when we use the word express, it's about maximum result with minimum effort. That's what it's about. Maximum results with minimum effort. Okay, real simple. All right, so let's take a look at step 2. All right, here's step 2. Lots going on. This is really an important step. So let's focus with intent and purpose. Focus with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the back. And I just numbered them from 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this now, this circular section, I'm going to break it to the shape of the head. So I'm actually going to work to the round of the head. Right? Can we call these the bevels? This is the corner. This is the corner. So I'm going to work with my horizontal transition. I'm going to work across. Okay. So I'm going to start here on number 3. Why? Because I'm right-handed. I'm going to start on the right side. Then I'm going to move to number 2. Then I'm going to move to number 4, and then number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to work to the shape of the head. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that when I cut this to the shape of the head, this will automatically round itself when it collapses. Okay? Then I'm going to come to the front. And I'm going to work the same thing. There's the front. So I'm going to work the front. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections with the middle part. You'll see it when I get there. All right, so now what's the end result, Sam, in terms of what it's going to give us? All right, what's so cool about this and what it's going to give us is we're going to get this circle working all the way through, and you'll see how it works as I go through. All right, so here we go. Let's go here. All right, are you learning? Just type the word learn. Andrew, thank you, brother. Man, I love you. I'm just having fun, buddy. You know how we like to have fun when we teach. All right, here we go. Center section. All right, center section. All right, now, let's talk about this, guys. I could cut this, but it's so wide. Now I'm playing a guessing game, just trying to work my hand in, cutting a guessing visual curve. What we want to do is place the comb here. The comb comes off at that point, right at that halfway point. I'm just going to section that. Now watch this, watch this, watch this. Let's control this. Take your comb, fine-tooth the comb, and now just start rotating and slide the comb down. Just slide the comb down. Okay, there's that section. All right, let's get this section, and let's get it so that we're in control, so we know, so we don't have to use clips. Okay? And I love using the dry cutting clips, but I just want to give you, Sammy, we're going to show up, and we're going to, at Zambia, we're going to try to give you as many things as we can and share with you as much as we can to enhance your skill set at the chair. Okay? So now look how easy that is, guys. Okay? Now I come back through. This trick is where I learned from Mizani. Okay? And this is a great trick in terms of going in and working with extremely natural curly hair, going in and setting it the way they set. I thought, I'm going to take that into my section. But I'm learning a lot about texture hair. I think we need to know that hair is a fabric. Hair is a fabric. And we need to learn a lot about every fabric. And at Zambia, that's what we're doing. All right, here we go now. Let's take a look at the back. Follow me now. There's the right of center. That's where I'm going to start because I'm right-handed. Set up my success. Then I'm going to come here, check the back, create the balance. relation to this. Then I'm going to move to this side, create the balance in relation to that, and then create the balance here. So let's go to the right side first. I'm going to give you a 3/4 view. There you go. Right here, that's where we're at. And we're going to elevate this up. So I elevate it up, all the way up. All right, so I'm elevating up. Now watch what happens. When I get here, you're going to say, well, Sam, how short are you taking that? Well, let's talk about that. It's going to a lot of degree of shortness. I'm doing a class on Tuesday for Transformation Tuesdays on our YouTube and Facebook platform. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and do me a favor, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everything that we do from Mannequin Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays, and Transformation Tuesdays is on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. So make sure you catch things out there. Watch. Look how I lift this up. Now watch. I'm just going to start pushing it down. Look, there's one bend. There's a natural bend. Here comes another bend. Now, of course, where I hold it, it's going to have a natural tendency to bend. But I think you get where I'm going. So what I'm going to do is look at the bend. See that bend? I'm going to cut it right there. That's going to be my guideline. Okay? So what I'm trying to share with you is let the hair tell you where it needs to be cut. Yet also, if you're saying, well, Sam, she's got her hair down to here. Watch what I'm going to do. Okay? So obviously, you wouldn't want to cut that short because it's going to get shorter. But watch this. Let's talk about that. Okay? Now, if I do this, you can see the degree of shortness. Now, look at this. Watch. I come up. As soon as I get to that degree of shortness, do me a favor. Just cut the darn thing. What are you talking about, Sam? Stop overcombing. Because the more I comb this, the stiffer this line gets. So in order for me to get soft edges, I have to soften up inside here. Get it? I got to soften up, guys. Okay, now watch again. Now let's take a look. Look how I just cut a short hair. Look at short to long, now sitting over what I created down here. Okay, now let's come to the opposite side. Okay, here. So I'm to the left of center now, taking a guideline, elevating up. Watch me elevate. Boom, there it is there. Okay, now watch this elevation. Now look at me. There's my guide. I see it, and I cut to that. And I release. Okay? Then I come back to opposite side. Remember, right back, right center back, left center back, right outside back, left outside back. Here I go. Here comes that section. Watch the comb. Let the white comb on dark hair set you up so that you can see the head shape. Now come up. Look at my guide. There's my guide. Now watch my hand come in. Sam, what? It seems like you've gotten so sloppy in your cutting. No! I'm cutting with intent and purpose, guys. But what I'm trying to explain to you, don't overcomb. Watch, if I overcomb this, if I comb this more, and I comb it really good like I used to, then watch. Then I'm going to start to take out my soft edge. And I don't want to take that out. I'm going to keep recutting. So that's so important, guys. Just relax. Okay. Cut with intent and purpose. Dana, can you show how you decide where your guide should be one more time? Yeah, I'll show you one more time. Okay. Right here up at the top. See that? I lifted it. Then what I did was, now this is short, so let's just read this one. Okay. See, I would probably cut that because I want this to have some bend to it. The last thing I want to do is cut it in the middle of that C shaping. See that? So I want to cut it as it tails and gives me some length. That's the best way to gauge the length. Now, when we get to the top, I'll give you another idea in terms of how you would go in there and do it. Brooke, you cut like you had a Bloody Mary. Well, Brooke, I haven't had a cut Bloody Mary, but when I have a Bloody Mary, I usually have some fun. So I guess, no, I didn't have Bloody Mary, but I can't tell you something. I'm doing what I love. I'm having a good time. Where does a zigzag come in? Michelle, I remember I showed you a zigzag, so I gave you another alternative if it was thick back then. In this particular case, I didn't take the zigzag. So that was just an option, okay? Now, what I want you guys to listen into is don't learn a haircut. Learn the steps of this haircut and where you would apply it into something that you are already doing, okay? It is, oh, good, thank you. Well, thank you, Brooke. I'm saying it is relaxed, thank you. You know what? I'm just having fun. It's a Sunday. I'm dying to get on a plane and go see you guys and do a live show, but this is as good as it gets, and I'm loving it at the moment. So thank you for that, Brooke. All right, let's continue now. I'm on the opposite side. So I hope that showed you how to get that guide again in that area. Now watch, look at the comb. Right away, look at this. Immediately, and look at my hand. This is not how I was taught, but things change, and I've got to be open to change. Here we go. Up. Now watch. I'm ready to cut. Comb, hand, my comb is in the proper position. I see my guide. I watch my mechanics. I bring the comb out once, left foot forward, right foot back, extend to the cutting line, and look how straight my arm is. If I don't extend back, I stay square. Now look at my wrist. Left foot forward, right foot back, push yourself back. You're there already. And release. Now watch what is so cool. You got to get this. Watch. When I release this, sorry, I get excited. Okay? When I release this, look at this. Watch this. Remember the underneath I had an angle that went short to long? Now watch this. Look how that's all got some length to it. Isn't that cool, guys? So I don't have these bits coming out. You know how sometimes they come out and they're so long right here? You're almost going inside and taking them off. Now, once again, this is where I come in and I release my length. So, Sam, what you're saying is you go in and you layer your cut first, and then you're coming back in and you're taking your length off. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, guys. And you can just start to see how I'm getting that texture right. This almost feels like it was cut with a razor. That's what it feels like, okay? Andrew, so many options with the techniques in this class. I am loving it. Sasha, thank you, my dear. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for that. It's very difficult. That's just a huge compliment. I just, there's not. Anyway, let's keep going. Look at it. See how I just keep popping my length off? Thank you for that compliment. Come through. Now, what are you doing, Sam? Well, I'm actually kind of sliding and halfway closing. So I'm just kind of combining walk and talk, and I'm combining a pinch and talk. And I'm going through and actually just sliding and kind of tap with my thumb a little bit. I want a soft edge there. Now, here's what's so cool. Look at this. You thought, oh my God, it's going to be like a ducktail. Look at this. Look how it's got this. Now watch. I'm going to put this, if I was to blow dry this straight, check this out. Look at it. Are you seeing the silhouette? If you see the silhouette, say, I see it. Just type it inside there. Look at that. Look how I'm getting this angle to that. And I didn't cut any diagonals. I cut everything vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. All right, let's go into the front. Now, let's go to the board for a moment. Now, let's just look at the front view of this. We cut the back view. Now we're going to look, and we looked at the top. So now let's look at the front, from here to there. We're going to talk about that and cut that. So let's take a look at this. Look at my degree of elevation. It's still vertical. But it looks like I'm over-directing this hair, but I'm not. I'm actually taking it from its natural falling position and elevating. But what I want you to watch is, look how I elevate this and I go around. I'm working around. So I'm going to give it to you like this. Let's go back here. Okay? Watch this now. So because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start. Where do you think I'm going to start? I've got to start someplace where I can continue. So I'm going to start on the right side, on that right side here, because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to take a slice of this, slice of what I just cut behind her ear. I'm going to elevate this up. Now watch this. This is the hair. Okay? All right? That's the hair. That comb is the hair. So now I want you to watch. So that's its natural fall. I'm going to elevate, 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 elevate vertically. But now watch my hand, the top of the comb. The top of the comb is going to sit right over that circular line. So I'm not going to take this to like this angle. I'm going to elevate vertically straight up. But now watch how it's going to change as I go through. My hand's going to go with the head, to the head, to the head, to the head, and you'll see how it wraps itself around. Okay, cool? All right? I hope if you're liking the idea of seeing these mannequins broken down like this, just type me a yes. This is something I'm playing with, and I'm really trying to work on trying to make things easy and visually easier and take another different approach to teaching. All right, here we go. This is her right side, my good side. Okay, so now look at it. Look at the comb. Let's give you a side view. Look at the circle. So my angle is going to match that circle. See that? So I'm not going to cut straight. Say yes if you're with me. Just type in yes. Okay. Now look at how I'm doing here. Okay. See, so I'm going to turn my hand here. Look at the position of my hand. It's going to come up. Let me give you a front view of this. Okay. Front view. Look at the comb. That's the shape of the head. Okay. There. So I'm going to elevate like this. Okay. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not going to elevate square like this. I'm going to go to the shape of the head, shape of the head, shape of the head, and follow that guideline. Let's do it. Here. Elevating up. Okay. And I come through and I elevate up. I'm going to give you a view of my hands. You can see where my hands are. So elevate. I'm just picking up what I need to cut this section. See, I'm still compressing. And I'm going to give you a front view of this so you can see where my hand's at. Position of my hand. So I'm going to give you a front view. Here it comes. Okay, look at my hand. It's right over the top. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you here is I'm not going way over past that. I'm staying right on that line of the circle, and I'm letting the circle determine the angle. I'll give you a 3/4 view so you can see that. So that circle continues. Boom, there it is. There's my guide. When you get to it, just cut the darn thing. Don't second guess this, guys. All right? And release. Now, check this out. Check it out. Look how I got all this hair right over that ear. Look at that. See that, guys? And you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's going to get short. It's going to have a hole behind the ear. That's what's so cool about cutting this way and falling. Look at this. It's almost like I'm getting a kind of like a shaggy bob to it. But now here comes that degree of shortness in the front. Questions? Tammy, thank you. Lori, thank you. Nancy, thank you. Boom. That's right. Boom. Can the attendees get a screenshot of step 2? Yeah. Let me take myself out of the way. Okay. There's step 2. Take a screenshot of that. Everybody? Hi. My Bloody Mary. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, here we go. Now watch this. This is what's cool about this. I did this. Now don't go into the fringe yet. Come to the opposite side first. Remember, see, I'm going from one side to the other. I just discovered it helps me keep my balance a little bit easier. Here we go, right here. Okay? I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a blast. On fire today. You know, I guess that first class, you know, the technical just fired me up even more that I wanted to teach. And don't forget, Ruthie and I are going to be with you tomorrow. Okay? Love working with Ruth Roach. If you've never watched Ruth Roach, man, I've learned something from Ruth every time I watch her. Okay, here we go. Okay, I elevate. Look at that. Now bring my comb out when I get to my guide. There's my guide. Give you a little bit better view on this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, look at that. There's my guide. So I can always see my guide. Now once I'm here, my hand is there. Trust it and cut it. And it's to that shape of the circle. Just turn your hand to the circle and release. Look at the length in the front. Look how I get that. But here's what's so cool. You're going to start to see that sit fat up here and very narrow down here. Remember, look at the shape. I'm going to show you for those of you that joined us a little bit late and didn't get to see it. The benchmark. Look at that benchmark. There it is. Okay? See how cool that is, guys? You know, that is really, what we do this on? Oh, Tracy, great question. Thin hair. Yeah, that's important to know. Yeah, join Ruth and I tomorrow at 12 noon. It's the first class of the day. So don't forget about that. Yeah, thin hair. What would you do, Sam, if it was thin? Guys, you got to follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the answers are on that YouTube channel. There's a reason why we've had over 3 million views on our YouTube channel, guys. So get to the YouTube channel and subscribe. On fine thin hair, what I would do is I would go around where the recession area starts right here. I would go around and I would zigzag this whole entire thing around the hairline. Then I take the zigzag, put it in a ponytail. Then section everything just like we have and cut it. Then and cut the length off. But what I'm trying to teach you is with thin, fine hair, if you layer it this way, because let's face it, guys, it's a shag. So when we cut shags, what happens to them? They get very fine and thin at the bottom. So anytime you feel that personality has genuine concern about the thinness and the fineness of their hair, or they're concerned about how see-through or transparent or how stringy it's going to be, the moment you hear those questions, those words, take a zigzag section, isolate it, do your haircut, then come back in and blunt that. You've got all that weight there. That's how you would handle the fine hair. Okay, let's go on the fringe. Now watch this. Watch the fringe happen. Can't remember who asked me on the side part what you would do on the side part. But watch this. You're welcome, Tammy. Okay, middle part. Now here comes my fringe. Watch how this is automatically. Look at the comb. Look where I'm at. Here's the sections I'm working with. Look at comb comes off there and right there. That's exactly the section I'm working with. Now my hand's going to go right to that. Okay? You see why we use a white comb, guys? So important. Don't need that. Take your guide. All right, here we go. Elevate up. Okay. And boom. Now I'm going to give you a little turn on this so you can just see where my hand is. So I'm going to give you a profile view so you can see the degree of elevation. With that, okay, here's my guide. There's my guide. Stay. Don't even move. Stay. Okay, I'm talking the flip chart. Okay, there. Now watch. I cut. So, Sam, the lines that you're cutting, they're horizontal. Yeah, but they're to the shape of the head. So Follow in the circle, follow in the circle, follow in the circle, follow in the circle. Okay, now check it out. Look at the fringe. Immediately, I got this fringe that has, I'll worry about which side she parts it, or she says I go both ways. I part it left, I part it right, depends on how I feel, Sam. You ever had a client like that? I have. Okay, but here, watch this. Point here, guide here, now connect the two dots. That's all I have to do is connect these two dots. So there's a point, there's my guide. Andrew, on fire today, buddy. Check it out. Look it. There's my guide. My fingers are proper place. Now cut the fringe. Now see, watch what happens, guys. So this fringe, there's my fringe. That fringe has the ability to go this way. Okay? It has the ability to go this way. And I haven't really done anything to it to encourage that yet. Or she has a side part. So you see how you could go through and you can kind of decide, okay, now which way do you take your part? And go in there and take it the direction you want. Watch me tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do a fringe segment tomorrow with Ruth and I at 12 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to show you how you can take a fringe and cut it to go both directions. All right, so we've only got one more step. What? Yeah, 3 steps. And it's boom, 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 boom. And it's done with intent and purpose. Okay? Not sacrificing quality here, guys. Not sacrificing quality. All right. Everybody got a picture of that in terms of step 2. I'm going to step aside. Okay? Get a screenshot of that. Screenshot that for me, please. Go ahead. All right. Now let's go into our final step. This is going to be step 3. Now we're going to go after that top and crown area that we've got. We're going to go after that, guys. All right. So allow me to get this up. It doesn't want to stay up, but never fear. Sammy is here, and it's not going to have a choice but to stay up. All right, what questions do you have? Any questions? Lots of laughs. I've been growing my hair out, but here I am wanting this cut. Hey, Tracy, I know. It's a cool cut. And I wish I would have put the slide on there. I've done it, finish it 7 ways, and I've taken the photos, and I just didn't put that slide on. My apologies. All right, here we go. Here. Okay, let's put this guy up. All right, you stay now. That's step 3. Take a screenshot of that, guys, and we'll talk and break that down how it's cut. All right. Step 3. So now we're going to cut this circular area. That's our top crown area. So we cut the nape, we elevate it up, we cut that circle all the way around. Now we're going to go into this area. So remember, let's work off a middle part. Let's keep the graduation simple. There's too many times when I've listened to a client, I cut it to go on the side, and they go, well, why is this side shorter and this side longer? Ma'am, it's because you part your hair on the side. No matter what you try to do to explain it, sometimes it just doesn't work. So what I want you to do, start thinking about even graduation on your top, then come back and adjust that triangle in the front to the direction that they take it. It's the easiest way to do that, guys. Okay, step 3, screenshot opportunity. Grab it. Okay, great. Thank you, Dana. Let's see, Sam. Yeah, that's the number. You want to get the giveaway, SVSC 888. See it in the chat, 812-1115. All right, middle part. Now, you're going to divide middle part. Then I want you to go ear to ear, front to back like you normally do. Now, when you look at this, I want you to see this. That's a triangle, but it has a round base to it. That's a triangle, but it has a round base to it. That's a triangle, round base to it. That's a triangle, round base to it. So now what I'm going to do to cut this is, you can see, I'm going to elevate this up. Everything's going to be elevated from that base to that center apex point where the lines meet. And that's where I'm going to start my guide. Now, the reason I'm doing triangles is because I've discovered by triangle, it's narrow there, wide here. When I elevate this hair up, the shortest point is that center, but because it's a triangle, less amount of hair is short. As it works its way down, more amount of hair is long. So there's too many times where I said I want to go short, and I'm trying to get it short, I'm cutting short to long. Watch this. Oh, God, this is so cool. Watch this, guys. Okay, sectioning. Anybody ever get excited and you do a haircut and you're like, that haircut made your day? You know what I'm talking about? It made your day in the salon. and you're like, I'm going to follow this one to the front desk. And you're like, this, yeah, check out my haircut. And then everybody asks you in the break room, how'd you do that? And you're like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. I just learned it. Well, it's so important to me that you understand it. All right. So now check it out. You can just start to see. Watch this. Oh, look at the wave. That's an ant. Look at my fingers. Look at that's today's scrunching. Crinkle. Look at. See how I got that movement in there. See how I encourage the movement. Watch my hands here. Look at how it's going. And look at my pinky. See, and then I just push. Now I hit that with a diffuser, which is how I dried that one. See how I'm getting that movement, encouraging the movement? So this season, I'm not going to so much scrunch it. I'm going to go in and start to crinkle the hair and just maneuver it so it's weaved in my fingers, encourage a nice, soft, live-in pattern, if you will. All right, what are we going to do? Come on, Sammy, cut some hair. All right. All right, what you need to do is, if you notice, every level before I've gone to cut it, I isolated. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't grow up using as many clips as I do now because, just back in the way when it was, it just didn't need. I needed maybe one or two clips. Now, because we're going in and we're detaching a lot of our shapes, I need these clips. Why? Because I'm going to cut this top. Remember, nape, circular area was detached from the nape. So if I didn't isolate that nape, I could actually be picking it up and cutting it into this area. Same thing here. That's isolated, so when I cut this, I can drop it. If I need to recut it, I can. All right, here we go. All right, so let me take a step to the side, okay? Get a shot of this flip chart, step 3. Remember, middle part, front to back, look at the triangles on the top view. Okay, take a look at the left profile, look at my elevation. And that's taken to that center point. Look at, see, everything's coming to this center point. When I elevate that, and I'll show you how that works in a moment. Look at that opposite side. So see the front, how they're going to do this. You'll see how it works. Screenshot, you got it? All right, here we go. All right, middle part. So I start with a middle part. Here we go. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. All right, questions? Great. All right. Okay, good. Oh, you want to screenshot the scrunching? Okay, not scrunching. Crinkle. It's almost Christmas. Crinkle. Watch. Okay, I'm going to give you here. Get a screenshot of it. Watch my hands. Get a screenshot of that. Okay? Sam, you're shaking. Of course, you guys make me nervous. Okay, now watch. Watch slowly. Okay, look at my hands. See, look at the hair. Now watch my pinky. See? Let's just look at this. Okay? Look at how the hair comes here, goes in between there, comes back out. Now it goes in here and back out. Now watch. Now, crinkle it and release it. And I haven't even put product in this. And look at the undulation. You can just start to see it. That, to me, is the future in terms of drawing with your hands and working with a diffuser. And really let this whole thing appear. I want that organic feel, that whole lived-in feel to it. And I didn't use a blow dryer. I used a blow dryer with a diffuser up there. I didn't use an iron or brush or anything, just product. Product is not an option. It's a necessity. Speaking of that, my product of choice when I cut is my Redken One United. This is my favorite. Now, if I have fine hair, I'm actually going to put this in a water bottle. So I'll go 3/4 water, 1/4 of One United on fine hair. Make sure you understand that. If you're loving this class, I want you to tell somebody. Type in yes, I will tell. Yes, I will tell. Come on. Support. Artists supporting artists. Brands supporting brands. Come on. Tell somebody. All right? That's One United. Okay? Now, middle part. All right, let's get to the top. I'm going to lower her so you can see that top. Okay? There we go. I'll bring her back up, guys. Don't worry. All right. Middle part now. All right. Nose. I should bring her up a little bit so you can see where I'm at if you don't. All right. Tanya, of course. Lots of love to everybody. Everybody out there. All right. Here we go. Middle part. I know she doesn't look like she's centered, but trust me, guys. I mean, it's amazing how you got to learn all over how to teach virtually because it is quite different. All right, middle part. Remember, I'm going middle, disregarding where she parts it. I'll deal with that after I cut this. Now I go front to back. Hey, Alec, do me a favor. Let's bring up that slide of the shears. Let's bring up anyone you want. Alec, bring it up. I don't care what it is. a shear. Bring up one of the shears. That's the giveaway. Or bring up the Invisalign shear. There's an Invisalign. Look for that slide. I believe it's slide number. Look at you, Alec. Everybody, do me a favor. Type Alec, A-L-E-C, and thank him. He's the guy working in the back. These are the Invisiblins. Okay. Now these are great shears. This Invisalign. And the reason this is great is because this blade here is over polished. Look at my finger. I put my finger down. Look at that. Didn't cut it at all. So this blade is over polished, so it pushes the hair. That way, when I close, I'm getting curves and scallops. So it's a softer edge and not so much a blunt edge that's been cut like a thinning shear would do it. So this is a lifesaver. So many people have told me this is my favorite shear, Sam. I go, why? Because it saves me my haircuts because we're doing a lot of layering, especially with the blondes. So that's the Invisalign. Okay? Do me a favor, Alec. Bring up the slide cutting shear. I know you're a hairdresser now. That's the texture iron, bro. Just go back a little bit. Go back. Yeah, you got it. There you go. Keep there, Sam. Go back one more. Okay. Now this is the slide cutting shear. All right. Good job, Alec. I know I've got you all over the place, brother. Okay. This is slide cutting shear. And I want you to watch this. Look at the arc of this. It arcs out and away, so that when you go in and you slide, too many times I would slide, I'd be taking off the end of the hair. So it's the gut into that section that I want to get in and carve out. So that's why these are arced. That's a slide cutting shear. We're trying to think of everything. Thank you, Alec. We try to think of everything, guys, in regards to that. All right, here we go. Now let's get control. Watch again, for those of you that missed. I just want to control. I don't want these sections just sitting there. Look how I just take the comb. And once again, nothing I invented, guys. This is a trick I learned from our good partners, Mizani. Okay? And going through, and they use this as a setting technique. I'm going to use it as a control technique for my sectioning. All right. So I come through with a fine tooth comb, and now just twirl and just let your comb continue to slide out. Continue to slide out. There you go. Got that section. Okay. Let's get this front section. I do this because I usually would take a clip and do this because that way I can really control, where I'm at. Especially when you're detaching these haircuts, you've really got to stay in control. You don't stay in control, can really become confusing. All right, here we go. My first one. It's going to be Sammy, come on now. It's going to be the right back of the crown, right there. Okay, that's where I'm going to go first. Now look at my body. My body position right now is square to this curved horizontal line, which is the base of that triangle. Remember, we talked about that. So let's take a look at here with no hair. You can see this, all right? So here's the section I'm cutting. That's number one. Okay? Or right here. Let's say I got my numbers wrong, but I'm going to go right here. Okay? So see my body right now? It is square to that. I'll give it to you this way so you can see. See that? I'm square to that. I'm going to elevate up and cut a horizontal line, and my hand's going to sit over that center point. That's what we want to do. Over here. All right? Here we go. Let's go to the right side here. Alec, how much time do I have, buddy? Just type it in there. Somebody type, Dana, how much time have I got left? Type it in the chat. All right, here we go. And then once again, how do you determine how short this is, Sam, on the top? Well, one of the best ways to do it is ask your client to use a round brush to get the volume. If they say yes, ask them what size, small, medium, and short. What they'll do is they might say, okay, I use a small round brush. Okay, take the small round brush, place it there, wrap it around. That's how short you're going to take that. See, that way they're guaranteed to get their round brush around it. All right, I got 5 minutes. No problem. Never fear. Sammy's here. Okay, got it? There's my triangle. All right. Let's make sure I got just that back right triangle. There we go. And now I look for my guide inside. Okay, there's my guide. Okay, that little piece of hair I see right there, I slide up to that, and I cut a horizontal hard line. Anybody notice I'm elevating everything vertically, and I'm cutting horizontally, all depending upon where I'm at. Okay, so now I come through, take this section, I come up, we take a piece of that hair, come through, combing from that base, squaring to that base, looking for my guide. There's my guide, and cut another horizontal line. And here's what's so cool about these triangles. Check this out. Look at this. See how this gives me short to long? Are you seeing this, guys? Look at this. See that? So I didn't do this. Take radial sections and work around with 20 sections trying to go diagonal short to long. I'm taking it, elevate, because of the shape of the section is a triangle, it automatically gives me that angle that works from the center here, short to long. And because it's a triangle, it gives me more massive hair that's long. Okay, one more section and we're done. No kidding, Sammy? Yes, we're done. Okay, here. to there and up. And then I've got 15 minutes to turn around for the VIP event. Yep, that's right. I got 15 minutes to get the green screen up and turn around, and I'm in here by myself. Never fear, Sam, it's here. All right, now we're done. All right, now this is where I go in, and you can, this is where I might pick up a blending, Invisablend shear, and come in and maybe take out a little bit more texture. But look at this. Watch this. Let's get her to stand up for me. Okay. All right. I'm going to move her where she's got. There we go. Where you got nothing behind her. Now check this out, guys. Look at this. Look at that shape. Now watch. Now I start to personalize this, and I just start to get that to move in the direction I want it to move. But what I love about this, look at that. Now it's just got this really pretty silhouette to it in terms of the way it looks. This is my benchmark. And this was dried with a diffuser. Once again, dried with a diffuser, and just going in and working with a real crinkled effect. But I don't know about you, but I am in love with this haircut. Not because I did it, because it's got something to it. So Sam, what do you call this? A French shag. It's a little chic looking. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today, if you got something out of this class, just type in love it or just whatever you say. Just tell me you learned, man. Just let me know. Come on, fire that chat box up. Fire it up. All right? But I had some fun. Once again, 3 simple steps. It's all about the sectioning. It's all about just going in there and doing things that you know how to do, guys, and that is cut some hair. But I'm going to challenge you to take a different route. Come on, guys, challenge yourself. Remember, there's danger in the comfort zone. I want to thank you so much for your investment in education. And investment in education is an investment in your future. And never forget that, guys. As a teacher, I must never cease to learn. As hairdressers, we must never cease to learn. Take advantage of that giveaway. They got that number in the chat box. I want you to go visit Andrew and Tom in the Sam Villa booth. 40% off. Make sure you, thank you, Alec. Make sure you go in the Sam Villa booth. 40% off, guys. Take advantage of it. And then we got something new for you. A limited edition, Midnight Blue. That's right. Midnight Blue. I love it. Midnight Blue. Once in a while, we're coming out with different colors for you just because you like it. All right? So, guys, I had some fun. And I just leave you with this. Respect yourself. But most of all, respect each other. See you out and about. And don't forget, Ruth Roach and I tomorrow at 12 noon in the morning. I look forward to it. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, Daniel Mason-Jones here. If anyone needs continuing education hours, listen closely because this is the way to do it. When do you submit? I'm going to give you 2 options. Get ready. Option 1, requests can either be emailed after each class that you attend, or you can wait until the end of the day with option 2. Submit all classes in one email after you completed your last class of the day. Either option is going to require submission by the end of the show day. Make sure you get this submitted today and not tomorrow for it to be counted. Okay, so you may be wondering how you submit. Option 1, email your CE request manually. Take a screenshot of the slide, make sure it's clear. Send an email to ce@support.l'orealusa.com. Also, make sure you have all the information below. Your event ID. This is very important. It will tell us exactly which classes you're requesting. Your full name, and make sure it's the same name that appears on your license. We need your complete address, your phone number, your email address, and of course, your professional license number as it's issued in the state that you're in and your profession. Option 2, email your CE request through QR code. Per class, if this is an option, it needs to be done directly after the class or scan the QR code. Open the email, complete all fields in the body of the email, press send. At the end of the day, if you choose this option, make sure to keep track of all the class event IDs and submit at the end of the day. Scan the end of the day QR code shown through signs throughout the show. Open the email, complete all fields in the body, make sure to add all event ID to this email. Press send. Remember, not all states will allow CE for this event. Any questions regarding CE hours, please email ce@support.l'orealusa.com.